home sweet home. Old Cuba gym action today. But this bathroom body workout. Some reverse grip pull downs. Oh. Ooh. We don't do them very often at Raw's gym at the 10 Fitness. They have that really good chest supported row. I'm just not a big fan of that cable row there because it's that 2-in-1 tower of pull downs and cable rows, and sometimes those just don't feel as good as having a dedicated cable row. So, oh. Ah! Ah! Oh! 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 Ooh! All right. A little different than past workouts. We're gonna do straight bar pullovers today. Ah! 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 Oh! I think it's a lot easier to keep it all in the lats when you're doing the straight bar. I feel like you can kind of let the rope come too close together and pull it out of your lats. Ooh. 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 All right. This machine might look you familiar. It's the exact same one as the one in 10. The only difference is this one's been broken for 2 years, and it's just now been fixed. Ooh. Up. Jump. 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 Oh. 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 All right, I said is I did go down and like a tad bit so I can maybe squeeze a little more at the bottom, not have to get so many assisted reps until the very, very end. Oh. All right, I mean, as you guys can tell, just like last farm day, I have the strap on my wrist is kind of iffy, but I don't think it's going to take away from hitting some curls. I think we should be fine. Straight bars don't mess with me as much as easy curl, so that's what did me in, was curling that easy curl bar. All right. Whew. Keeping it. Oh, bicep focus for the rest of the workout. Time for some spider curls. I think another thing about doing it this way, the beauty of doing it this way, is shoulders are going to just get hit better by going back to having their own dedicated day to them. Because it's sometimes I just forget to hit rear delts on back day, and then obviously I've been leaning on the crutch of, yes, front and side delts are going to get hit in most chest movements, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't also be training shoulders. So it'd be nice to go back to having a dedicated shoulder day for a little bit. This going back and forth between these two training styles is something I like to do to keep things fresh, keep things from getting stale, keep the body reacting to the workouts. And sometimes it's just nice to do it this way. Protagonist, antagonist training. So, protagonist in the movement is the back, antagonist in the movement is the biceps. So, the biceps have already been slightly engaged throughout this entire workout, and then you finish them off. Yeah. All right. Whew. Oh. All right, last side. This will be the end of the workout. So, 3 bicep exercises. 1, 2, 3, 4 back exercises. Pull downs. Pullovers. Rows. Pull down machine. 4. Pull downs, pullovers, rows, pull down machine.
That one and that one. This one. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Confuse me. Now it's just 4. 4 back. 3 by. All right. That's a back and by day. All right, guys. Nothing too crazy. It was about an hour and 25-minute weight training session. Obviously, that is counting the breaks when you time it on this watch. So, like, you're probably looking more in the realm of an hour 15. But the time isn't what matters. The only way time matters in a workout is your time under tension during the exercises, not the duration of the entirety of the workout. But that being said, good workout. As previously stated, only 4 back exercises and 3 bicep exercises. But all things considered, it was still a really good workout. Like, enjoyed it immensely. My back feels sufficiently pumped, pretty cooked. Biceps felt sufficiently pumped, pretty cooked. We could have maybe done one more exercise, maybe something like a drag curl or a reverse curl, something to hit the brachialis of the bicep to work on the peak. But all things considered, I think it was a pretty good workout. Maybe not the craziest one we've ever had, but a good one nonetheless. it's hard when you start to get so low energy during a diet, when you're doing an hour of cardio a day, to continue to have good energy for a workout, which is why I'm still utilizing energy drinks or pre-workouts for now. Obviously, as we get closer to the show, things like that are going to need to be cut out, especially the canned energy drinks, because they likely have aspartame or sugar alcohols in them, which is going to lead to bloating. That being said, I will have to look at my pre-workout and see what it is sweetened with, and then look into, does that cause bloating or not, or maybe just weed my body, right? Do I feel bloated when that is my choice of caffeine? I know when I was taking it, when I first got it, I was taking 2 to 3 scoops a day, every workout. Definitely felt a lot less bloated than I do when I'm like religiously drinking energy drinks every workout. Sorry. As I was saying that, the ghost I just drank was trying to come back up. But I definitely don't feel nearly as bloated using it, but I haven't looked to see what sweetener, if any, it uses. I would assume it has some sweetener in it, because it is a candy flavor, and it is fairly sweet. But whew, that's more of a closer to show date concern. Though I do need to take just overall a break from caffeine so I can actually start to feel it again. I'm definitely at that point where, outside of like the beta alanine tingles and stuff, and whatever pump products might be in it, I don't feel the caffeine or anything anymore. So it's definitely time to take a break from it, which is going to suck, because obviously, as I cut calories, as I add cardio, as I lean out, there's going to be less and less energy. Obviously, my testosterone is going to go down. My biggest hope is that my testosterone is going to have somewhat of a spike on the way down, because I'm still like 30% body fat, if not more. Like, I'm not skinny by any means. So I remember, I don't think I've ever told the story on the channel. When I first started going to the gym, I started to have less and less motivation to go, or less and less motivation to stick to my diet. Like, maybe I was doing perfectly on cardio, perfectly on coming in late training, all that stuff, but then I'd go home and eat something stupid, or I'd swing by Little Caesars and grab an entire hot and ready pepperoni and eat it all by myself in my car. Like, that's who I was. And I remember, like, I don't think it was I wanted to serve my country. I don't think it was anything other than a $20,000 sign-on bonus sounds really nice, because then I'm set for life. And 2, I wanted extra motivation to work out. So I went in to a recruitment center to join the National Guard. And when obviously this isn't accurate, they just did a BMI test where they measure like your neck, your waist, all these things, right? Add it up. There's a certain calculation, and then you get your possibly, your body fat percentage based off that calculation. And he said I was approximately 45% body fat. And I remember hearing that and tearing up and saying, "That's awesome." And he was like, "What the HE double hockey sticks? You mean that's awesome?" And I told him like, straight up, I said, I came in here expecting to hear 60 or 70%. Like, I had no faith that I could be any lower than that. I was 300 pounds at 5'5", 5'5.5", 5'6". Did not have any faith that I was lower than that. So like, hearing 45%, it blew my mind. You do realize that this isn't accurate. You'd be 45, you'd be 50. He goes, that's terrible. And to me, it's like, nah, this is the best news I ever heard. He goes, okay, well, you need to go lose weight. And I remember leaving that meeting with a new like, leash on life in terms of training. Like I came in more excited, and actually, I was so confident after leaving that building that I was going to lose the weight that I went to Little Caesars because it was right next to the building and got a full hot and ready and ate it in my car on the way home. And I thought to myself, this is the last time I'm ever going to do this because this is something someone who's 50% body fat would do. And I'm not going to be there anymore. And I ate that pizza. And as soon as I got done eating it, I sat there and went, why did I do that? Kind of defeats the whole purpose of what I'm doing. Like, but that's the last time I've ever done that. It's been a hot minute. But I left. So like, obviously, I had to have been more than 45 to 50, in my opinion, because I went from 300 to where I am now. And I would still say I'm about 30% body fat. I would not give myself any less than that. I would actually go higher. I'd say I'm from 35 to 30, which is not a great place to be, especially when you plan on doing a bodybuilding show in less than a year. But it is a transformation show. It's not like a typical bodybuilding show. It is based on the criteria of how big and how drastic of a transformation was, plus things like your posing routine and the conditioning and the package you bring on stage that day. And I'm looking to have the biggest transformation, or close to the biggest transformation. I'm sure there will be people on that stage who weighed more than I did at the beginning, who have a much more drastic transformation. But I'm also looking to bring the best package. So, and that's why I am training more in the mindset of a bodybuilder and less as just someone losing weight. I feel like most people who join the summer swimming competition, with the exception of like, I think his name's Goliath or something on like Facebook and all that, or I honestly don't remember. I need to actually look. But the guy who won it in 2024, who went from like this like massively like morbidly obese person to shredded, and he's had loose skin surgery and everything else. What is his name? I'll see him on Facebook and I'll think to myself, remember that name, and I always forget. But maybe I'll put up his YouTube or his Facebook right here, and then you guys will know who I'm talking about. But he won the show, and you could tell. I mean, he admits to he admits to it in his own videos and stuff. And then he was also in a Will Tennyson video right before the 2024 summer shredding competition. He admits to being not only sponsored by Transcend, but being on multiple peptides from Transcend. So he didn't do it naturally, but he basically came in with the intentions of looking like a bodybuilder. I don't think that is what most people do when they come to the show, because if I remember right, the guy who won the show this year, he wasn't massive, he wasn't really that shredded, but he had the biggest and most dramatic transformation, and he had to go a lot of his skin. And so most people come in, and it's basically just they trained with intentions of losing weight, they lost the weight, they see this competition that's about the biggest transformation you can make, and they give you a free year time span you're allowed to. So basically, where you were 3 years from the competition to now. So I can use those pictures of me at 250 after COVID. I can't use the pictures of me from when I was 300 in 2018. That'd be cheating. But that's why I'm looking to have the best package on stage, because I know 215 to 160 to 150 kind of depends on what I look at 160, and when I hit it, if I have enough time to shred off a few more pounds before the competition because I do want to come in as lean as possible. But that's why I want to bring the best packages, because I know based off of past competitors that I'm not going to have the most dramatic transformation on that stage. I'm not. So that is the goal. But the guy I was talking about, if you know, like I said, off rope is his stuff. But I'll even link his YouTube in the description since I'm talking about him. It's only fair. But he posted that now he wants to go after his IFBB Pro card, which is respectable. But I'm kind of like in the same boat of right now, I'm training to win this show. And because I know I'm not going to have the most dramatic transformation, I need to come up with the best package. And so for me, that's why, during these talks, I've been so bodybuilder type training focused. You hear me say, I need to work on the peak of my biceps. I need to build shoulders. I probably need to build more trap. I need to get my lats bigger. The back days need to be more lat focused because I need to get a wider back to accentuate my waist to make it look smaller. I need to be doing an hour of cardio minimum, and I need to up it as I go. I need to be focusing on protein so I'm not losing muscle. I need to bring up my quads. I think my hamstrings are overdeveloped and my quads aren't where they need to be. You hear me say these things while on a weight loss journey, and you probably think your mind is in the wrong space. Just lose the weight. But no, because these last 40, 50 or so pounds is leading into a competition, I do need to be bodybuilder focused in my training, not solely weight loss. But you gotta remember, bodybuilders lose weight up to their show. Like, that's the whole point of dieting and the cardio. And obviously they take fat burners and PEDs and all this stuff to help them get there too. But the way they train is to bring up what they perceive as their weaknesses. So even without being a certain body fat percentage, I can look at my biceps and my triceps and think, my triceps are a lot more developed than they always have been than my biceps. If I'm going to do this, my biceps need to come up. My shoulders are borderline non-existent. I need to bring them up. My quads have been the same size for like a year. Well, in order to keep my joint pain down, I've been doing like a lot of hamstring. So it's like, for a fact, my hamstrings are probably overdeveloped. And they're probably going to continue to be. Because I'm probably going to maintain where they are, at the very least. So it's like, I'm bringing the quads up. So, again, another reason for that is when you're a bodybuilder, you want your lats to lead into a small waist and your quads to have that sweep out. And that's what creates that X-frame or, that Dorito, whatever you like to say. And so I need to bring up my quads, which is why we've been using specifically the ab and adductor machines, because I want to build up that sweep on the side of the quads that can get built up really well by using those machines, along with, yes, glutes, hamstrings, but you are going to build out that side of your quads. So that is just how things are going right now. I have a vision, and I'm setting out to accomplish that vision. And things may change. As I get leaner, I might be like, man, my chest is significantly underdeveloped. I thought it was fine. And I might start pushing crazier chest days. I might think, dang, my shoulders are actually more capped than I thought they were. Let's slow down on them. I might lean out, and hopefully if I hop on BPC 157 and everything, and maybe like an anti-inflammatory. I need to go to the doctor and get some prescribed for my knees again. But like maybe less swelling, plus just being leaner in my legs in general. I might think, dang, my quads are actually really good. Let's balance out the training in legs and try to hit the same amount for quads and hamstrings. Things will be adjusted as we go. Abs will become more prevalent in training probably within 6 months out of the show. I really think it will depend on where I'm sitting. Body fat rise. Personally, I'd like to be able to see them, at least slightly, maybe like a small outline. Plus, be able to actually see how small my waist is, because that will inform my training. If I'm like surprisingly small from from a side profile, then I'm probably not going to want to focus on a crap ton of lower back and ab, because I don't want to start making that more of a brick wall. But if it's like fairly small and I can sacrifice it to add more ab definition, get more muscle in there to make it more defined and more pronounced, then I will. And same thing with like the obliques. The obliques are going to make you more blocky from a front on profile. Obviously, I don't know how wide my waist is from front on because I've always had such pronounced love handles. So the best idea of how big it is right here before it gets bigger at the bottom at my love handles. So the oblique training will be more, that will be something that once I can reveal, like, love handles are practically gone, if not gone. I can see a layer of abs. I have a general idea of how big my waist is at a lean body fat percentage. That will inform the ab training. Can I sacrifice a bit of waist size to start training abs to get even more definition when I'm at a leaner body fat? Will my waist still look small and defined, as small and defined as I can get it, without sacrificing aesthetics? So here, the idea for me personally is to come in and look classic. I don't think I have it in me, even if I was on PEDs, to look like an open bodybuilder or even a 212. And that's also not the goal. But I do think I could attain a more classic look. So something more aesthetic. I do think, just from practicing hitting a vacuum, right? I've done it once or twice on the channel when I'm like fasted. And it's like, my waist goes from this to this. And that's with a crap ton of fat still on it. So I have a feeling I have a much smaller waist than I think I do. And I could be entirely wrong on that. But I do have hope that it's smaller than I think it is. And that it will lean better to a classic, more aesthetic look. Which is why I'm so hyper fixated on, I gotta get my lats up. And I gotta get my quads up. So that way, my back to a small waist to bigger quads can be more dramatic. And if I can get my lats and my quads looking huge, even when I have a bigger waist, that gives me hope that it's going to look a lot crazier than I think it is when I diet that and get where I'm heading. So that's another big thing with the incline treadmill and the stair stepper and stuff. As the cardio, that is something that's going to challenge my quads and my hamstrings. So hopefully there's not any um, muscle, I'm trying to think of any muscle breakdown, right? And I don't think there will be. A lot of people associate too much cardio with the idea that your body is going to cannibalize your muscle. You have to be excessively lean for that to happen. That isn't going to happen to me. My body isn't going to go, hey, yesterday was leg day, and now he's on this treadmill for an hour walking uphill like, at a steep incline at 4.5 kilometers an hour. Let's break down that muscle. It's going to be, hey, he's still in like the 30 some odd percentile of fat, and he's doing excessive cardio, and he's doing it fasted. We need to pull energy from somewhere. The muscle glycogen's already been used in that workout. Let's pull from the fat. But the idea that you're going to have muscle deterioration, that your body is going to cannibalize your gains from doing too much cardio, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you ask any pro bodybuilder, they're pushing 2 hours. Some have even pushed 3 hours of cardio a day to get on stage. Unless you're someone like Ramon Dino or Urs Kalazinski, who have like openly talked about their struggles with making weight because they have a weight limit, because they're in classic, or Urs was in classic. He's open now. But they sacrifice some muscle by pushing all that cardio and cutting all those calories, because in reality, they probably are better built for like a 212 or an open. And so that's why Urs moved up. That's why Ramon is teasing moving up, is because their body is better suited for that. But for me, and that's the thing, now that Urs is an open, his body isn't going to cannibalize his muscle from doing too much cardio, because he's not going to overdo it to hit a certain weight cap. You got to think about that. He would be probably stage lean weeks out, but still have to diet and hit hours of cardio to hit his weight cap, and there's no fat left to take from. So his body pulls from the muscle, and it breaks down the muscle. But if you look at someone like Greg Doucette, someone like any great cyclist, right? They have these massive legs. Why isn't their body cannibalizing their legs when they ride bikes all day, do hours of cardio a day, intense cardio a day? Why isn't their muscle getting cannibalized? Because they're at a body fat percentage, and they keep themselves at a body fat percentage. Their body just pulls from their fat source. They're eating enough calories to maintain that weight. So their body's pulling from the glycogen source, and if it pulls from any fat, they're at a body fat percentage where they can afford it. And that's where I'm at. I could up the cardio 2 hours a day if I wanted to just start shredding fat like no one's business. And I wouldn't have to worry one bit about losing an ounce of muscle. I might be tired, my legs might be sore, but I wouldn't have to worry about my body cannibalizing any muscle, because it's not at a body fat percentage where that should be a concern. Now, there is evidence, like this is a real known thing, it has been for years, that yes, your body typically wants to sit at a certain body fat percentage. You have like a genetic set point. You can get past it and even make a new one. Like after doing this show, I could very well up my calories and go up to like 12-15% body fat and maintain those calories. And that would probably become my new genetic set point. I don't have to go back up to this. Just like I haven't gone back up to 300 pounds. That's not my genetic set point. I don't think it ever was. But I think my genetic set point right now is floating somewhere in the 200s to the 190s. Because that's where I've been for a year and a half, like, without upping cardio or cutting calories too drastically. That's just where I've been floating. And so now, that's like, that I'm training for the show, adding the cardio in, pushing harder, cutting the calories to get past that. And it's going to be hard. This will probably be the hardest plateau at getting started on losing weight and lowering my body fat percentage I've ever had. Because this probably is my new genetic set point. But I think I've yapped enough. Ooh, I personally got 34 more minutes of cardio. I didn't get in here early. I meant to come in, hit cardio, hit the back workout with Brandon, and then hit another 30. But that did not happen. I just kept hitting snooze on my alarm clock. Plus, Brandon wanted to hit an early workout. It gets early in the day. So, like, I just didn't get in here in time enough to hit 30 before the workout or early in the morning. So, that's on me. That being said, I got about another 30 minutes with the cardio. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow for chest and tri. If you like the video, like it. If you like the video and you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing. You're already here anyways. I can see my analytics. There are a lot of people who watch the videos who aren't subscribed, or click on the videos who aren't subscribed. We're on the road to 100 subscribers right now. We've been really close for a long time. I'd love to hit it. I love and appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support. If you want to support me or the channel in any way, right now the best way to do that is Harder and Lasting Supplements, code JS15. The link is in the description of every video. Like I said in previous videos, I promise this will be the last time I mention it until it's actually ready to go. So merch is in the works. Trying to get the Patreon up and running. But yeah, love you guys. Appreciate the support. And I'll see you tomorrow for chest and tri.